closely as it continues to kind of cycle. I mean, it's still a very, very clear image there of the rotating portion of the thunderstorm, the back western side of it. We also have this as a severe thunderstorm, not just capable of producing a tornado, but also it's producing at least 3/4 of an inch size hail. So still looking to cause some damage or some dents on some vehicles with hailstones of at least that size. But we're just keeping a close eye here. Every time I'm looking down here, looking at my phone, which has our National Weather Service chat up. So that's what I'm referencing, seeing if we have any updates from our National Weather Service offices or any sort of, emergency management or local law enforcement, fire official that might be out here who could give us any sort of visual confirmation on, yes, a tornado has touched down, or of course, any updates on what they are seeing actively with this cell. But just by radar imagery alone, this is a very clearly rotating severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado. It is a radar indicated tornado warning. So again, not a confirmed, visually confirmed or radar indicate or radar confirmed tornado. We can actually kind of pull up our debris signature here and get an idea if, maybe this is lofting anything. So if we zoom that out and kind of take a look here. So from what I can see here on our debris signature, it's all pretty uniform. Doesn't look like we're getting an indication that this has produced any sort of tornado just yet, as it doesn't, again, appear to be lofting anything up into the atmosphere. That would then be read as a debris signature that could give us a radar confirmation of a tornado touchdown. But still a very impressive looking rotating thunderstorm that is currently ongoing here, just about to cross over that Camden or the Benton County line into Morgan County. Right here is the Morgan and Camden County line. So again, that would continue to take it kind of to the south and east, might right along the county line there as it moves its way down the lake. But moving to the southeast at 15 miles an hour. So if you live anywhere east, southeast from Zora, you want to be seeking shelter at this time. That's going to be west of Route 135 in Morgan County. So that would be west of Versailles. So as we zoom out, it would be south and west of Versailles, west of Gravois Mills, and north and west of Laurie there in southern Morgan County. But right now it's moving directly between Boilers Mill and Zora, seeing that area of rotation a little bit closer to Boilers Mill. Go ahead and take another look here at our National Weather Service chat. Still no new updates, still moving to the south and east at 15 miles an hour. So still no confirmation that this has produced a touchdown, but we are definitely seeing a very clear signature of some rotation ongoing with that cell, even from multiple different radar sites. This here is our Kansas City one, actually, and then this is our Springfield radar site, which again still shows a very clear sign that this is a rotating thunderstorm that could produce a tornado at any moment. So again, if you live anywhere around Boilers Mill down to Zora, this is directly on top of you right now. I hope you are in your safe space, seeking shelter and letting this kind of move through before you decide to get back out and take a peek at what is going on outside. Just be better safe than sorry and let this storm push through before getting out of your safe space, which once again is always going to be the safest place is always going to be a basement, a storm cellar, a storm shelter. But if any of those locations are unavailable, the most interior room of your home, placing as many walls between yourself and the outdoors as possible, and preferably a room that does not have any windows to the exterior, because debris is also going to be something you want to be very cautious about. So if you have the chance, if you live south and east of Boilers Mill, if you can get into, say, like a bathtub, grab like a blanket or a pillow, something to place over your head and neck and protect those vital portions of your body from any sort of debris that might get thrown into a building if we do have any sort of confirmed tornado touchdown or anything like that. So let's see. Still looking for updates from our National Weather Service office. Nothing as of yet, so we'll still hold steady with this being a 15-mile-an-hour storm motion. Moving to the south and east right now, right in between Boilers Mill and Zora. Center of rotation there, just north of Zora. So you'll definitely want to be seeking shelters, being in a safe place at this time. Elsewhere, Haven't seen any new updates regarding additional severe thunderstorm warnings, but we do have plenty of storms out here east of this tornado-warned cell from Lake Ozark area out towards Vienna, Lynn, even into Jefferson City, where we do have some reports of power outages brought on by some of the earlier storms this evening. So again, fortunately, we are dealing with recurring issues of severe storms that have been knocking out power from the 4th of July and continuing with these storms this evening. But on radar, it looks like our cell here is losing a little bit of steam, but as I noted earlier, could just be some cycling ongoing. However, it is kind of following suit with the storm that was out in St. Clair County earlier on that I posted on my Facebook page. It had just kind of fallen apart as it made its way closer and closer to Benton County. So could be looking at a similar circumstance here where the storm is starting to lose a little bit of steam. We're getting a little bit later on into the evening. The sun is going down and we are losing a lot of that daytime heat-driven energy, but still, atmosphere is energetic enough that we have had our severe thunderstorm warnings and now tornado warnings going into effect across the area, which again, this tornado warning is in effect until 9:15 p.m. this evening, unless they decide to cancel it or allow it to expire at that point. But again, the cell is now crossing into southwestern Morgan County, so that's going to be southwest of Versailles. That's going to be right there along the Morgan and Camden County lines. I do apologize. Never mind. I was about to sneeze, and that notion or that feeling went away. So continuing here with our tornado warning coverage elsewhere. Again, no other active warnings are in effect. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Benton, Morgan, Camden, Marys, Miller, Phelps, Pulaski County. That's in effect until midnight tonight. We also have some flood watches in effect for places around Miller, Marys, Phelps, Pulaski counties. That's all the way in effect until 7 a.m. Saturday morning, as we're going to deal with additional rounds of rain overnight tonight as well as into tomorrow morning. And new update, they have just canceled the tornado warning for Benton County, as it does look like that storm has continued to lose some steam. So we'll be monitoring the rest of the storms through the rest of the night tonight. But for now, with no more active tornado warnings in effect, we'll go ahead and send everything back to regularly scheduled programming.